Yo, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy Rich back on here on a Tuesday night, popped up sitting low edition. A real talk with Rich. We back in the building. Got my man Paul, the Chief Dondada, Black Comic Lords, and shout out to the Black Comic Lords and Black Superheroes Forever crew. We are popping on you guys tonight because we're going to have a conversation. Not going to be here long, so don't get your popcorn. You might want to get your popcorn for the night's conversation.
At least something to drink on.
Something to drink, you know what I'm saying? But, let's just get into that. First of all, let me ask you, how you doing, man?
I've been through a lot, but otherwise.
Yes, sir. Definitely understandable. That's definitely understandable. Shout out to the little queen. Hope she feels better.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. It's been I'll be honest, it's been a crazy day. School shooting, of course, is the big news out here in Texas. Condolences to all. Thoughts and prayers to all of the families that have been affected and that whole little city, man. It's the last week of school and somebody, does something just horrendous. And
there's literally nothing you can say to those parents.
Yeah. That's life in 2022, unfortunately. So you guys hold your kids, say a prayer, think about those children who will not be with their families because of this horrible, terrible shooting. So anyway, but we are here to do a show tonight, and so I wanted to have a conversation tonight about the CW and its Black superheroes. And I will say this. I wanted to initially title this, Casualties of War for Black Superheroes. Shout out to CW because you are always at it. Now, me and Paul are comic heads, and anything we get from the CW, we kind of treat it as, a side treat. You know what I'm saying? You know how you go to a restaurant and, you get the main entree or whatever, CW is kind of in between, Caesar salad and free breadsticks. So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, we're not really there for that, but since it's part of the meal, you know what I'm saying? Hey, we'll partake. But in our partaking, it has been interesting that there have been many shows on the CW. I'm going to run down a list of shows and with their seasons and what the CW has been doing.
Well, it's important to note that we're not just talking about the CW because it goes back, right? They went through different names. I mean, their whole Warner Brothers superhero genre started with Smallville.
Right.
And then morphed into Arrow. But I don't remember, was it CW then or was it called WB at that point?
No, it's always been CW.
It's always been CW. All right. So, yeah. Look, I mean, the main thing with Warner Brothers, they're trying.
Yeah, they get a strong C+ for trying. I can't give them an A or a B. And that's being kind. And I'll share this a little bit later. But let's just go through these shows, okay? So sure. You mentioned Smallville earlier, okay? But
you can go
we
through
had Black Lightning for 4 seasons.
The which one?
Black Lightning.
Yeah.
Black Lightning for 4 seasons. We had Batwoman for 3 seasons, which just was canceled. Naomi for 1 season, which was just canceled. Legends of Tomorrow, 7 seasons.
That was
just
on for a
was
while.
canceled.
That's technically considered a successful show if you're on for 7
Yeah,
seasons.
I'm not saying these are all failures. I'm just giving you the shows. Supergirl, 6th season was just canceled.
That's successful.
Yeah. Arrow, of course, we know, went for 8 seasons. Arrow is the longest, I would say, going, as far as numbers of seasons, Arrow has the longest run.
Right.
Now, the ongoing series that are still going on, Flash, which is I think it's in its 6th season, I want to say, 6 or 7. Supergirl and Lois, Superman and Lois, I'm sorry, and Stargirl. They are in their 2nd, going on their 3rd season, I believe. But a lot of shows, a lot of characters.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just run down some of the black characters. Black Lightning, we've had, Thunder and Lightning, of course, Black Lightning. Casey Wentful, who's playing Naomi for that one season. Yeah, David Harrow played John Jones, Martian Manhunter, in Supergirl.
Right.
Macy Richards Sellizer, who played Vixen in Legends of Tomorrow. Cameron Johnson, who we know played Luke Fox in Batwoman. China McClain, which played Lightning in Black Lightning. Don't
forget Wayne Brady.
Yes, Wayne Brady, who played Gravedigger. Let's see. Kenyon Lonsdale, who plays Kid Flash on Flash. David Ramsey, who plays John Diggle on Arrow.
AKA Guardian.
Yeah.
AKA Green Lantern, kinda.
Right. Curtis Holt, Joseph David Jonas. I'm sorry. Yeah. Who played Mr. Terrific. Franz Drameh, who played Jefferson Jackson on Firestorm. Sierra Renee, who played Hawkgirl. And you just mentioned Mekhi Brooks, who played Guardian. There's a lot of black characters.
And when you go back even further, because as I said, we have Smallville.
Mm-hmm.
Smallville had a cyborg on it, right?
Right.
The kid who played Jet Jackson or whatever, who tragically committed suicide. Any other characters on Arrow?
There were lots of characters in Arrow, but most of the characters that I just named, they did make appearances in Arrow.
Yeah.
So that's why it was called the Arrowverse for the most part.
Right.
I didn't even mention the guy who played the Anti-Monitor.
Right.
He was a black guy, so they had a lot of characters, a lot of black characters that showed up in this show. However, the black leading titles, all are gone.
Right.
And I wanted to just kind of talk about that because for the most part, we understand that a lot of these characters or a lot of these shows, the writing just really wasn't there for these shows. Superman and Lois is probably by far best written. Flash depends on the season. But, for the most part, the writing has been solid. And the writing was always solid in Arrow.
Flash has been more good than it has been bad.
Yes. So, again, it's one of those things, man. Why the black leads? Why the black shows get canceled? But, I'm just kind of bummed out by it. But I am petty. Paul, I'm gonna be honest. I have reached a higher level of pettiness.
A higher level of pettiness?
A higher level of pettiness. You know why? I didn't even know this, and I didn't find this out till tonight.
Well, hold on. Pause. The following expressions or opinions that are about to be shared are not necessarily reflective of Black Comic Lords, Black Superheroes Forever, and all their affiliated
it's not that bad, man. It's not that bad.
Go ahead, proceed.
It's not that bad, I promise you. No, but I wanted to do this show tonight, right? But I didn't realize that a year ago,
Yeah.
1 year ago today, the Black Lightning series finale aired.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like the cosmos was calling out to me to,
Speak on it. To note to mark the occasion.
I'm just saying, man, But yeah, 1 year ago, Black Lightning, the series ended, and God, the CGI in that last season episode was terrible. But I did enjoy Tobias Well, played by Marvin Crondon Jones III.
Yeah, he did a good.
Yeah, he played a very good Tobias Well, man. So so shout out to all my Black Lightning fans and fam out there, because man, I love that show. For the first 2 seasons of that show was amazing.
I'll tell you what that show's downfall was. And I would suspect Tony Isabella might agree with me on this. One of the things Tony Isabella always talks about is how DC, in its subsequent interpretations of Black Lightning, have strayed from the original source material that he wrote. Meaning that he is a teacher, he's a father, he's a part of the community, and he's a hero.
Right.
He takes that personal responsibility for his community. In the last maybe 2, how many seasons was it on? 4?
4 seasons.
Yeah, the last 2 seasons, definitely the last season and a half of that show, you had Jefferson Pierce not want to be a superhero. He was burnt out. He had strained relationships with his wife. They were divorced or getting divorced or separated throughout the series. And his wife was then getting like a drug addiction type thing. His kids were just angry at him. Just strained relationships. Like, that was not a functional family. That was a dysfunctional Black family.
Yes.
And that's not appealing to many viewers. Like, we don't need, I don't know. I found it unappealing to see a dysfunctional Black superhero family like that. I found myself more yelling at the screen, like, get over yourself and do the right thing.
Yeah, it's funny though. In the comics, Black Lightning, Lynn is actually his ex-wife. It was almost as if, now they lived together in the show. They lived together, but they were quote unquote divorced.
Yeah.
I don't know if they were staying together because of convenience or what, but it was very dysfunctional from that standpoint. It was a lot that was wrong with that show. It stopped being about Black Lightning after season 2.
Right.
It became more about Thunder and Lightning. And then the departure of China McClain in the last season. I didn't, the lady that replaced her out, she was okay. But that you could tell there was some stuff going on behind the scenes, because she was literally gone for nearly
3/4.
I mean, she was like in 3 episodes.
Yeah.
So, things happen. I get it, but I also think that with these shows, my issue tonight is stemming on the fact that these are Black-led shows that Hollywood execs can say, hey, we gave you guys Black characters, we gave you guys Black lead shows, and they failed. You know what I'm saying? And so
those are 2 separate issues, though, right?
Yeah, they are.
We gave you Black characters, and we also gave you Black shows.
Yes. Because
there are very prominent, well-done Black characters on shows that are not Black-led.
Yeah.
I mean, you have these shows that have been more successful, right? You've had Flash, you had Arrow, that have gone on for long periods of time, and they've had prominent Black characters that were portrayed well, portrayed respectfully, some even true to form of the original source material to a degree. But at the end of the day, shows like Naomi, they just weren't that good.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. The writing, I mean, the writing on, I'll be honest, I think that CW goes into their shows trying to check boxes.
Yeah.
And, they figure, okay, we check these boxes and then we'll just kind of put this product out and everybody will love it because they check these boxes. Right. And the funny thing is that, this whole desire for people to have representation, I get it, I understand it, and I'm all for it. It has to make sense, but it also has to the story has to be there. It has to, at the end of the day, I don't care if you're gay, bisexual, pansexual, binary, non-binary, whatever. Everybody wants to see or hear a good story. And the stories just weren't there for the most part. And it's interesting that Naomi, who to me had the most potential, given her age, you could have literally ran that show if it had decent writing for a good 8 to 10 seasons.
Yeah.
Easy.
Across
and
the
that's
board,
the disappointing part about that.
Because even though it was a Black-led show, it wasn't like black, right? It's not like Black Lightning, that was a black show.
Yes.
From the writing, from the dialogue, from the music, from
absolutely
the story, from the history lessons they gave in every episode in those first couple seasons. That was a black show by every definition of the term. Naomi's not that. It has a black kid in it, but other than that, if you were to swipe Naomi for a blonde-haired, blue-eyed girl, would the story have changed at all?
Wow. And that's unfortunate too. But I and again, Ava DuVernay is a great director. But I think they went to the black girl magic sauce too much on this, and it just didn't pan out because, to your point, you could swap out this character. Saying it wouldn't have made a difference. So that's kind of sad. But CW, we watching. That's all I'm gonna say. But let's switch gears. Batwoman just was canceled, and this is what happens when you check too many boxes, and it doesn't matter what boxes you check. The delusion that some people can have is just bananas. So, Paul, could you share your screen? And we can deal with these shenanigans and talk a little bit about it. CBR article, couple days old. Batwoman did for TV what Black Panther did for movies, says Javicia Leslie. Okay, now for those of you that are with us, we're going to give you a minute to get your laugh out. We're going to give you a minute to wipe your mouth, because if you probably had a drink and you saw that, you probably spit it out. But yeah. And I like Javicia Leslie.
I do
but,
too.
Man, she's way off on this one.
Look.
Article says Javicia Leslie, star of CW's Batwoman, compared the impact of the DC series to that of Marvel Studios' Black Panther, which starred Chadwick Boseman as the titular hero in terms of an on-screen diversity. The cultural movement that came after Black Panther with what that movie showed was how then there is a space for Black superheroes and Black comics, Leslie said in an interview with Digital Spy. And so coming on the heels of That Is Batwoman, we also showed that there's a space for it in television. There's a space for it to exist once a week, every week, and there's a community for it. And that community doesn't all look like Ryan. Leslie starred as Ryan Wilder, Batwoman since season 2. That's what I love about Ryan. She continued. She has so many boxes that she checks. They literally said this in an interview.
Yeah. Yeah, focusing on the boxes to check. All right, so here's the thing. I watched Batwoman. I didn't watch the last episode, I don't think. But I watched Batwoman. I mean, I watched it from the very first episode when it had the previous actress, Ruby Rose, in the title role playing Kate Kane. Because I'm a Batman guy. And right. I love the Bat family, like you. I wasn't overly impressed with the first season of the show, but I watched it because it's Batman, and you don't get that many Batman television shows nowadays. But here's the thing: so they kill off or whatever because the actress doesn't want to come back. They put Javicia Leslie on the role. I was critical of her at first because the first episode, I think she was still trying to find her way into the role and figure out the character. Her acting, in my opinion, was a little bit wooden, but the show got progressively better. It did. I was enjoying the show, and admittedly, it really hit its stride in this last season. Other than some story choices that I disagreed with, like trying to make the main villain more of a anti-hero. I mean, the main villain killed your mom. Like, how do you come back from that? That's you can't go ride in a car and chill with that person and joke around. But beyond that, the show really hit its stride, and I really was rooting for the show. And I'm one of the first people to note she is right on one point. That show made history because there has never been a Black woman superheroine on television in her own self-titled show before. Ever. It's 2022. Black Panther came out in 2016. I mean, this binge should have happened. Now, the comparison of what does it say? Batwoman did for TV what Black Panther did for movies. I don't know. I mean, time will tell. I think it's a bit of comparing apples to oranges. Why? Black Panther broke barriers across the realm because you had a self-titled Black superhero, Black director, Black producer, Black writer, Black creatives behind the scenes, mostly like 80% Black cast in a film that was big budget and highly successful. That dispelled a number of myths because they couldn't get around the fact that 80% of the cast was Black. So when they put movie posters out there, they had to put Black faces on those movie posters, even in the countries they considered racist that they didn't think would like it. They actually toyed with the idea of keeping Chadwick Boseman's mask on so they wouldn't see his face because they're afraid he would offend people in certain countries. Yeah. That rumor was that myth was dispelled. The idea that Black people can make their own film for all intents and purposes and have it be successful, a big budget film, and it stars all Black people, roof shattered, glass ceiling shattered. Now, did Batwoman do that for television? Well, the fact that it's got canceled would not say that. But as I mentioned before, it did create history by having a Black woman superheroine on a self-titled show. And forever, little girls, there might be some little girls out there that loved seeing a woman that looked like them out there. And that, all power to the people on that show for doing that, and for Javicia Leslie for representing for that. Because, I have a little girl. I would like for her to be able to look at Javicia Leslie and say, hey, that's something I could do someday.
Yeah. I mean, definitely we can't take that from them as far as that goes, but it doesn't help that Naomi came kind of right behind the heels of that show.
Yeah.
And was canceled after one season. That doesn't bode well. And so
that one was at least watchable. Naomi was.
Yes. And I didn't even get a chance. I didn't even watch the last of it. Did she ever get her uniform? Anybody know?
I don't know. I don't know. She didn't get it. It was kind of based on the comic book, and she didn't get it in the comic book until like the last 2 issues.
Wow.
6 issues.
Well, either way, it doesn't matter because it's gone. But yeah, man, I the CW, or should I say, the Hollywood is a tough business, and you need a lot of things to break right. But at the core of whatever it is you're doing, you got to have a good story. And I will say this, that Batwoman, in my opinion, probably would have went further if they would have stayed close. This is just my opinion. If they'd have stayed close to the source material of Batwoman from 2011, that time period, the show might have had more success. I don't know if Ruby Rose was stuck around, and I don't know if we would have the Batwoman that we have. But we did get a comic book out of it. We'll have that in our long boxes for if nothing else, to bear witness that the first Black woman to be featured on a show in a lead role. We'll have that part of history too. So for that, CW, thank you.
Yeah.
I was
rooting for the success of the show. I really was.
Yeah. Having said that, I'm gonna need y'all to do better. That's all. And again, when it comes to our shows, our characters, our heroes, the CW is not something that everybody, quote unquote, takes serious, if that makes any sense. I mean, Doom Patrol is on HBO Max.
Right.
And it's doing well.
Right.
Peacemaker is on HBO Max.
Titans.
Doing well. I know you talked about it as one of your favorite shows. They're doing a Green Lantern show on HBO Max.
Yeah.
And so the CW, of course, is the popcorn type stuff. But I enjoy Stargirl. There is a Black character in that who's playing Dr. Midnight, Angelica Washington. I know Hershey doesn't too much care for her depiction, but I think she's fun. And for the show itself, like I said, it's like, Caesar salad and breadsticks. It's extra. Just enjoy what you get.
Yeah, the character's non-confrontational, which is probably why Herschel may have some issues with her. But at the end of the day, she's also the smart one on the show. She's a Black girl who's into STEM.
Yes.
Which is something I will always support.
Absolutely. Well, look, guys, we're getting ready to wrap this up. We want you guys that are out there, like, share, and subscribe to Black Comic Lords on YouTube. Follow all of our social media on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Also go to our website. Can you just run to the website real quick, Paul, before we wrap this up?
Sure.
BlackComicLords.net. It is a website where we have put together an awesome database where you can learn about comic books, comic book characters, key issues, grails. It's got blogs. It's got a lot of dope stuff on it, guys. We really want you guys to check it out. Go to BlackComicLords.net for all of your Black superhero information. It is the premier Black superhero, Black character database. We stand on that square, and we're going to keep adding to it. We want you guys to just come by, check it out, and support the brand. We also have merch. There's t-shirts, you can get your mask, all kind of different things, man. So that's what's up. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. For my man, Paul, I'm your boy, Rich. We're going to sign off right now. We will catch you guys later. Just a heads up, there may not be a show this weekend as far as Real Talk with Rich. It is a holiday weekend. You know how I am about holidays. Now, my man, Paul, I'm pretty sure we catch him on Friday nights with Wakanda whiskey and bourbon blurting.
Maybe not this week, because I think Mark has some things going on.
Yeah, see, it's a holiday weekend. It's Memorial Weekend, a lot going on. But either way, you'll see us real soon. So stay tuned. Might pop in on Thursday night, talk some comics or whatever. And that's what's up. So anyway, we're going to get out of here. God bless you. Take care of yourselves. We love you. Peace. Till next time.
Till next time, y'all.
All right.